Coach, today we're going to be looking at some free throw situations. So how can we get an extra rebound off of a free throw or have the potential to get a score if there's only a couple of seconds left to win a game? I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can do both of these things. The first one is something that we call circle. In circle, what we're going to do, player 1 shooting it, player 4 on the release is going to try to get all the way underneath X4 and see if they can get a putback. I've actually had in games where X4 steps in so hard to try to box out and 4 goes around him. We've actually gotten tips and putbacks right there. A lot of times what it does though is it just takes this player kind of out of the way and gets him down towards that baseline. Player 5 is going to be shooting right into the center of the free throw lane. That's going to draw X5 all the way to the center to try to box out. If this is our best rebounder, they'll also draw X3 in to try to make sure that we're pinching and not allowing that player to get a rebound. X2 is going to step in and is going to try to block out the shooter. Now, as all the action on 5 side goes in towards the middle, once the ball hits the rim, player 3 is going to shoot right down the outside of the lane, and they're going to be in a great position to get a putback or to get a rebound here if the ball goes off to that side. So this is an easy way to shift everything over. The rebound goes, especially if you know where this player is going to shoot. That's one thing I would track in practice if you aren't doing that, is have players shoot 10, 20, 30 free throws. And they don't have to be consecutive, but have them keep track of where the ball misses. Are they miss to the front, to the right, or to the left? That'll help you design this a little bit more based on who's shooting the ball. And that's something an assistant coach can kind of have ready to go in a game, especially big games, is, hey, if a player is missing and we call out this play, we have a signal for it, we know which side of the floor they're likely to miss to if they miss, and we're going to shoot down that side of the lane. So just kind of a couple of pointers there for you. The second one is called all in, and this is when you're going to try to get a bucket at the end of a game, the end of a quarter, they're running out of time and you need to score real quick. So we're going to intentionally miss this free throw. Now you could do this without intentionally missing it, but we're going to set it up as though we intentionally miss it. You see player 1 is lined up to the side, so if they're a right-handed shooter, we want them lined up to the right side. If they're a left-handed shooter, we want them lined up to the left side. They're going to line up right to the side of the rim. So here, player 1, just about 6 to 8 inches is all. You don't want them too offset where it completely gives it away, but a subtle 6 to 8 inches, and then they want to shoot it straight to try to hit it off this side of the rim. As that player goes to shoot it, when it's released, 4 is coming around, just like we did in circle. That's going to draw X4 down. Player 5 is going to be coming right to the middle, just as we did in circle. That'll draw X5 in for the block out here and X3 in for the pinch, with X2 having to come down and try to get the block out on the shooter. Now the shooter's moved farther away from X2, so that's a farther distance that they have to go. It's important to recognize this. You want your best rebounder where they're going to get pinched. So if it's a right-hand shooter, you want them on the right-hand side. If it's a left-hand shooter, you want them on the left-hand side, because that's going to mean that player is getting pinched much harder, and you don't have to worry about an easy block out. This player is going to have to go farther in to get that block out. Now, once the ball hits the rim, the players in the back can come over the three-point line as well as the free throw shooter going over the free throw line. We want player 1 to step over to the right and is going to shoot down that side of the lane. So they know where they tried to miss it to, and they're going to try to anticipate getting there. You could also have player 3 shoot down there, just like we did in circle if you'd like. But this means we have a 3rd rebounder, and we'd like to add a 4th rebounder. And by adding a 4th, we're going to take player 3 once the ball hits the rim, and we're going to shoot right here for the elbow. Now they're going to adjust kind of where they're going depending on the ball, where it's tipped, but there's no one left here to block them out. So they've got a lot of space here where they can move freely and not have to worry about too much. So we know the shooter wants to miss to this side of the rim. They're going to go over there and try to get that tip. 5 has pulled the people blocking them out into the middle. 4 has occupied the person blocking them out on the baseline. So we've given ourselves more opportunity to try to get that ball and get a tip. It's a much better idea to do these things than it is to try to quickly jump over somebody or hope to get a tip without getting an over the back call. So these are 2 plays that you can easily put in. Try them out. Try them, in the first or second quarter. in games. Try them when they're just kind of times where you don't necessarily need to have it, but you want to see how it works. And that way, when it comes down to you absolutely need to get a rebound, you can throw these things in, and you know your team will be successful with them. So, Coach, whether you're looking at this at the website at coachmattdennis.com, you're on the blog, or happens to be on a social media site or on YouTube, love for you to leave a comment. Maybe you have a particular play that you like. You know, I'd like to hear about that, or maybe it's just a comment about these, how we can make them better. Love to hear your feedback. So, until next time, Coach, get in the gym, get your players better, and have fun.